All right, we're going to be talking about checking accounts and choosing a bank. And so all banks are going to be different. Okay, all banks are going to be different. Excuse me. And so different banks might have different fees on, and depending what kind of spender you are, if you're someone that is never going to write a check to pay for something out of your checking account, then this really isn't going to matter to you. If you use your ATM transactions a whole lot, these fees might be important to you. If you use your debit card a whole lot, you need to pay attention to these fees as well. So we're going to just say which bank is better. Okay, so checks, those are the pieces of paper you write. They have your bank account number on the bottom, and so they can trace it back to your bank and take the money out of your account that way. And remember, your checking account is your money. This is money you have earned, your paycheck that you've put in there, okay? This is your money. ATM stands for automated teller machine. That is a machine. It can be at your bank or it can be not at your bank. You can use any ATM machine, but sometimes if it's not at your bank, they're going to have some extra fees for you. A debit card is just it's a piece of plastic, and we're going to talk more about it tomorrow, that is tied to your checking account, all right? And it's once you swipe it, it's immediately taken out of your checking account. And there's sometimes fees with that. So which bank is better? $50 a check or free checking? Okay, so of course bank number 2, since it's free, if you write a lot of checks, bank 2 would be better for you. If you do a lot of ATM transactions at your bank, they're both free, so both are the same. ATM transactions, so this is when you walk up to a machine and you put your debit card in there and you tell them how much cash that you want, and it spits it out of your machine and it takes it out of your checking account. And so if you use an ATM machine not at your bank, Bank 1 is there's no fees, there's no extra money you have to pay. And then there's $1 per withdrawal. So $1 every time you swipe your ATM, excuse me, your card at an ATM machine. So of course, bank number 1, since it's free, there's no fee, bank number 1 is going to be a better choice. Debit cards, you have either $2 a month. So that is, it doesn't matter how many times you use your debit card, you're only paying $2 a month. And this bank, bank number 2, is $1 per withdrawal. So that every time you swipe your debit card, you're getting charged $1. So of course, if I use my debit card a lot, I'm not going to want to go with bank 2. I'm going to go with bank 1 because that's just a one-time $2 fee. So bank number 1 is going to be the better choice. So down here, you're going to use these situations and you're going to calculate your fees to kind of see which bank is better. So you used your debit card 4 times, okay? And so we're looking at bank 1. So let's go up and look at bank 1. So $2 per month, no matter how many times you use your debit card. So that's $2 to use your debit card. And you wrote 12 checks. So let's go back up to bank 1. 50 cents a check. So 50 cents times 12, if you use your decimal, okay, if you're using a calculator, that's going to be $6. So that is a total of $8 in fees for bank 1. Bank 2, we're going to use our debit card 4 times. That means 4 of these $1 charges. And then 12 checks, but checking is free. So no charge for the checking. So that's going to be a total of $4. So I would choose bank 2 if I had to choose from this situation. That would be smaller fees. Okay, so when I'm choosing a bank, I want to look at their fees and I want to look at what kind of spender I am. And that way I'm going to choose the bank for me. So here's another situation. I wrote 8 checks and I made 4 ATM transactions not at the bank. So let's look at bank 1. 8 checks at 50 cents a check is going to be $4. And 4 ATM not at my bank, and that's free. So that's just $4. Okay, so 8 checks at bank 2, we had free checking right here. And we had $1 per withdrawal. And we did it 4 times. Okay, down here it's 4 times. So none for my checking, but 4 for my ATM transactions, which would just be 4. So these would be about these would be the same. So I would say both banks were good choices for that situation. I used my debit card 5 times. Okay, here's another situation. And I wrote 2 checks. So let's go up to Bank 1. I had my debit card 5 times, so that's just still a $2 fee. And 2 checks at 50 cents a check is $1. So that was a $2 fee at Bank 1. Let's go to Bank 2. Okay, debit card 5 times. I'm going to have 5 of these, so that's $5. And 2 checks, well, the checks are free, so that's going to be a $5 fee. So Bank 1 would be cheaper than Bank 2, so I would pick Bank 1 if this was my normal monthly situation or spending habits. Okay, so let's go to the back. So you have monthly fees at these checking accounts at 2 banks. You have Bank C and Bank D. So Bank C is 1% of your checking account balance is your monthly fee. At Bank D, $6 is your fee. So remember, a percentage is a part out of 100. It's a part of a whole. So if I had just a little bit in my checking account, that wouldn't be very much of a fee. But if I had $1 million in my checking account, I would be paying thousands of dollars in fees. So it really depends on how much my balance is, how much I have in my checking account. So it says which statement is best supported, okay, that means true, about the information in this table. So the fee at Bank C will always be less than the fee at Bank D. And B says the fee at Bank C will always be more than the fee at Bank D. Well, both of these, as we just said, depend on the fees, depend on the balance, okay, how much you have in your checking account. And so we can't really say whether that's true or false because we don't know how much is in the checking account. So again, to find a percentage, okay, you could put it in a percent box, or to find 1% of something, you can just move the decimal 2 places to the left. So 1% of $400 would be 4, okay? 1% of $600 would be 6. So again, we're comparing these 2 fees at each bank. So answer choice C says the fee at Bank C, okay, will be more than the fee at Bank D only when the customer's balance is more than $400. So it could be $401, and that would only be about a $4 fee. Okay, well, it's saying that it's Bank C, which is the $4 fee, is more than the $6 fee. That's false. All right, so if your balance is $600 or more than $600, your fee is going to be more than 6. Okay, so the fee at Bank C will be more than the fee at Bank D, only when the customer's balance is more than $600. So if the balance is more than $600, that means your fee is going to be more than $6. So this fee at Bank C would be more than $6. So if it's more than $6, it's going to be more than that, Bank D. So it's going to be answer choice D. So number 2, based on the information in the chart below, why might someone choose Gold Guard Bank for opening a new account? So they're going to choose this bank if they're a certain kind of spender. Okay, so online banking is free. It's 50 cents per check, no debit card fees, and there are charges for using your ATM. So we're going to look down here, and the person that's going to choose this bank is going to have very low fees, and depending on what kind of spender they are. So we're going to see which one would choose Gold Guard Bank. The person does not do any online banking. Well, they're all free, so that's not really going to matter. Answer choice B, the person uses a debit card for most purchases. So let's look at our debit card. It's free on Gold Guard, and it has charges for both of the other banks. So I'm thinking that could be it. The person writes more than 25 checks every month. Well, there is a checking fee here to write checks, but there's free checking here. So I don't think I would choose Gold Guard if I wrote a lot of checks. I would choose the Nation's Flag Bank because there's free checking there. And I want one that's going to choose Gold Guard. D, the person always uses ATM machines to withdraw cash. So if I use a lot of ATM machines, I'm going to look at the ones that don't have the ATM fees. So D, if I was that person, I would choose Freedom Bank because there's no ATM fees. So, oops, sorry. So the Gold Guard Bank would be best for the person who uses a debit card for most purchases because there is no debit card fees. Okay. Now we're going to be looking at our check register. So this is what we've been doing in our checkbook register all year. Okay, we have transactions, which means what's happening is money going in or out of our account. Here's your deposit. Okay, that's your adding. You're adding things to your account. And this is subtraction. And then we have a balance. Your balance is going to be how much money you have in here. So you're going to look at the balance and you're going to add and you're going to get this. Withdrawing is subtracting and getting this. Then you're going to subtract this and get this and so forth. Okay? So go ahead and I will post a picture of this completed checkbook register and you can check it.